Hey, what's going on, CrossFit Fort Vancouver community? Today, I have the pleasure of talking to you about the hip halo, the glute activation. So your typical three options are going to be blue, the most challenging, red, medium resistance, and then the yellow for your hip halo. More times than not in class, you're going to be suggesting using the red or the yellow. I'm going to use the yellow today. So what you're going to do is you're going to step into that band just like so. Pull it just above those knees. The first movement is that lateral step. So a couple things to think about. We want those hips and shoulders square and the toes tracking straight ahead. Biggest emphasis is staying tight in that core upright and driving those knees out. That lateral step, we're going to go from hip to shoulder width. Just little baby steps. Hip to shoulder, knees out, hip to shoulder. Lateral step. Common fault that we see is that trailing knee collapsing in. So these would be a couple examples of some bad reps. Trailing knee collapsing in. Trailing knee collapsing in. Same thing. Two more good reps. Again, knees out just outside of that third toe, hip to shoulder. Beautiful. Our next movement is going to be that cowboy walk. I'm going to spread my feet out to about shoulder width apart. Emphasis, those knees out, little bitty steps. Really want to think about those hips and shoulders square, so minimal pelvic rotation. The cowboy walk. Toes pointed straight ahead. That is the cowboy walk. A couple bad reps would be if those knees cave in. Going so wide. Bad reps, that knee collapsing in. Emphasize knees out. Here's some good reps. Next we have the drop step. Thinking about minimal pelvic rotation, toe to heel, and that stance leg, that pushing that knee out. Toe to heel, knee out, step back, drop step, toe to heel, knee out. Common fault, we think about opening up those hips. It would look like this. Step back. There's a lot of pelvic rotation. We want to think about the hips square. Here's two more good reps. Knee out, toe to heel, hips are square. Next movement we have the segmental bridge. So I'm going to brace myself on the ground, feet hip width apart, while I'm pushing those knees out. Pulling one vertebrae up off the ground, staying tight in that core at the top, lower myself like so. After the segmental bridge, we have the single leg bridge. I'm going to extend one leg. I want to make sure my knees are in line with one another. Here's some on the other leg. That is the single leg bridge. Next movement, we have the plank. I'm going to start on my elbows and forearms. I want to make sure my hips are level with my shoulders and my back leg is going to go out and back. Looks like this from the front. 2-second pause. Here's a couple of reps from that side. That's the plank. Once I finish the plank, I'm going to get into standing fire hydrant. So I'm going to shift my weight to one side, trying to keep that knee in line with my toe. I like to keep my hands on my hips so that I can keep my shoulders and, more importantly, my hips square. I want to minimize that pelvic rotation. I'm going to think about that back leg going out and back. Looks like this. Show you some reps on the other side. Knee in line with my toe. Hip square. What I'm trying to avoid, here's a couple examples. A lot of pelvic rotation, so these would be some bad reps. Where I open so far, my hips open up. Back to some good reps. Hips square, knee in line with my toe. And last but not least, we have the squat. My feet are going to be in my typical squatting stance, somewhere around shoulder width, emphasizing driving those knees out. And that is your hip halo glute activation. Oh, I can't even get off the leg. Thanks for coming, guys.